Alrighty, guys, it is 3:30. Time to wrap it up for today. And yeah, we got just flat out weakness. Soft market, risk off, risk off, risk off. So this morning we said we were leaning towards the short side of the market. We were looking to buy sell strength on the ES. We were looking to sell strength up to the this looks like. Uh, you're trading in this range, around about 65.90, 6600. We're looking to sell strength up to the London session high and above that up to the session highs at 66.46. We got up to the session highs. That's about how high we got in B period. And then we got up there, retested that in C and D. And that was it. That's all. Of course, towards the afternoon, that's afternoon weakness. We are right down here taking out the lows. We are down in this territory where it's just getting super gnarly. So the 65.40s, 30s, and the 65.15s, a major area to the downside, major support area. So if that comes out, bets are off. It can get freaking ugly. So we are almost, I think we're in correction territory, that's down 10% or so, but total risk off kind of a day. Just looks, everything is on the downside getting sold. Going into the weekend, most likely oil is up to 95. That's where we are on that stuff. So I would just stay stay range bound, bias to the downside. I would say flat out bias to the downside right now. Not much to say about that. Nasdaq, same story. Also, just a flat out sell off here going into the afternoon. We said so you look to get short against strength. We were trading in this upper area here at the 300s or so, but just absolutely they're down here at the lower end. They're taking out the 23,800. They're down in the 23,000 range. Yeah, so I think Nasdaq is for sure in correction territory. The ES, I'm not quite sure if it's just there yet, but man, it's ugly. I did take one trade on the ES. That was a two-lot trade here on the way down a little bit earlier. Two contracts that I scratched that thing, got out at 15 bucks. There was a long trade against support. And then I tried a short trade on the Nasdaq a little bit later. They start stalling, they start trading up here. So I figured I'd try to get short up here against this upper edge, upper area. And I got in there. I was almost repairing it here. And they just shy of getting my second contract filled. And I sat in that for a while. And then I got a nice little run down. I got out to round about down here for a $90 trade. But like a one contract on $90 trade. And I haven't quite done anything after that. Getting short against the tab, it would have been a potential if you could had to be a little bit aggressive on that though. That's pretty much what that is. So right now we're heading lower. We're not heading. I'm done trading it for them. I'm gonna try to chase it, but I need to reboot my machine as well. Memory is run out here, and something is chomping on my memory. Too much stuff going on. But anyway, so that's kind of the dynamic there. So I would say that we are in in a pretty dire spot when it comes to the market. Probably going to see more risk off tomorrow going into the news because it's going to be nothing positive is happening out there. It's just absolutely a crazy town going on out there. So I would just say range bound trading. I would say bias is to the downside, and then look to sell strength, and then let's see how they're going to go. I would keep my fingers crossed that in the last half hour we're going to get a little bit of a snapback rally. But if you don't get that, that's just going to be absolute doldrums into the overnight and going into the weekend. So probably a big risk off trade into the weekend. Bond market, bond price is way down, yields up. Not a great sign. Let me see here. Let me show the bond market. Not used today to drive the market really to that works. But, we were down here at the steady run down here, stalling at the 12/16s. And then since then, we've pretty much gone sideways from there. So not much action going on there, but definitely a pretty good move to the downside on the bonds. And yields are heading higher. So we'll see. I mean, oil is up at 95. Trading at 95, that's probably a big deal out of it. I haven't taken any bond trades today. Just those two trades on the ES and the Nasdaq. One ES trade, which was a scratch, and then a Nasdaq trade, which was a small winner, and that worked out. Now, I could have potentially tried to sit in that longer, but it's I had a nice move to the downside, and they run into support. Well, actually a little bit lower than support. I figured it might as well take what I got right there. Sitting in a trade like that, I mean, you're going to sit in that for long. I mean, this one, the counter rotations though are so violent, it can potentially just knock you the heck out. So be careful about that. But anyway, that's where we are. So Ryan bias to the downside to get started. Let's see how bad it's going to get in the overnight. But it doesn't look pretty, and unless we get a pretty good rally here into the close, I'm not, and that one may change my bias. But it's at this point, it's just one brutal trading day. So. Right, definitely tradable though. Try to get on the short side, as we said after the London close. Try to get on that short side, see how far they want to take it. Definitely been a winning trade if you can get in and stay in. Alrighty, guys, we'll wrap it there, and I'll see you back at 8:05 bright and early tomorrow morning. Alrighty, guys, later.